Hi, my name is Nick Shepherd, and one of the things I want to talk to you about is a book that I've recently co-authored with Dr. Peter Smyth, a really good friend of mine. And the book is called Reflective Leaders and High-Performing Organizations. Why did we write the book? Well, my real interest in writing the book was because although I have a financial background, I spent a period of my time as president of a distribution company, and over my career, I've been really interested in the role that effective leadership has in running a competitive enterprise. As an ex-financial manager, one of the things that's always interested me is obviously effective internal controls. And one of the things I've realized over the last 20 years, I think as many of us have, is that the behavior of people in the organization has everything to do whether you can have effective controls or not. One of the really interesting things that's happened in the relationship that Peter and I have had together over the last 25 years that we've been working together is we come at organizational improvement from different directions. Peter tends to come from the human dimension, the sociological dimension, and I'll let him talk a little bit about that because he's the expert in that area. But I come from the area of task management. You know, sometimes people look at financial people and say, oh, they're all about tasks, they don't understand human relationships. Well, it's not either or. What makes an organization really effective is, in fact, the harnessing of the power of people. And that is everything about leadership. So we wrote this book because we really believe that leadership is one of the key issues around organizational success and competitive advantage in the future. And that's the message that we want to get out to our readers. Why is it different? Well, it's different because very often any consulting intervention might talk about improving teamwork, improving communications, improving relationships. But as I often say when we're working together with Peter, so what? If those improvements don't result in organizational effectiveness improving, then the question is, why do we do it? It's a waste of money. The fact that we all feel good working together is great, but the measure of an organizational success is it's good at what it does. And if you look at the things that organizations have to do today, they have to be agile, they have to be fast, they have to be responsive, they have to be innovative, they have to be creative, they have to be customer-oriented, they have to be able to do everything at the speed of light. Well, if we think about how does that happen, it happens because people want to be there, they want to be part of the organization, they have a passion to be part of the organization, and this is the power that an effective leader harnesses in doing the work that they do. So what are some of the key lessons out of this book? Well, one of the things that we've learned in our consulting work over the years is that organizational values actually creates a foundation of behavior in the organization. So one of the first things we recommend any organization does and any leader does is really get understanding on what drives behavior in the organization. What does it believe in? What do the people in the organization believe in? And whether you've already done this formally or not, the fact is your organization does have values. You may not know what they are. In fact, you may be surprised when you find out that the values you think as a leader the organization has are profoundly different from the ones that the people who work for you in the organization think it has. Very often, there's a complete misfit between what leadership thinks is going on in the trenches and what's actually happening there. So we help organizations, and we talk about in the book, how organizations can really take their values, clarify their values, and then build it into everything that they do in the organization, whether it's their hiring, whether it's their leadership development, whether that's their process development, whether it's their relationships with their suppliers, relationships with their customers. All of these things are where we see the values being operationalized. So that is a key area of actually building the values into something real and making them part of the way we do business. The leader is the enabler of this. And the whole reason that we talk about reflective leadership is the leader really needs to be able to be somebody who can reflect and understand their own behavior and how that influences the rest of the people in the organization. Because leadership is really about creating followership. It's about what the leader does to create a passion in the rest of the organization, whereby the mission and vision of the organization can be achieved effectively. Yes, we need vision and mission, but we also need values which determines the behavior. As we talk about in the book, we work on something called the task relationship continuum. Task is all about the vision and mission in the organization. And in our business planning, we often focus on that part of the activity. But what sinks us, and can often be a problem organizationally, is we can be great at the task, we can put lots of money into new tools and systems, whether it's total quality management, Six Sigma, lean initiatives, pour lots of money into it and forget that the reason it's going to fail is because we haven't built the relationships within the organization where people are going to collaborate to use those tools effectively. So the reflective leader understands how other people see them in the organization and understands how their behavior influences the behavior of others.